the man known as Calamity Crusher. Is this true? Yes, his real name is Shagrua Lugrid. Shagrua's evil eye is first found out to exist when he is 3 years old, and the lore in his native town and homeland, which are extremely superstitious and afraid of the paranormal, is ingrained in stories that curse those who wear evil eyes with severe disaster. Because of that, Shagrua decides to fight and pushes himself into the front lines of numerous battlegrounds as the driving member of Geldwood's subjugation unit in an attempt to drown out the spirit's mockeries. A subjugation unit and other Geldwood forces eventually penetrate the corpse god's undead labyrinth to finally defeat the corpse god, an undead necromancer without equal. This is the culmination of Geldwood's long-standing enmity against the corpse god. These soldiers take hits in the first attack but are unable to return fire on the corpse god. Thus, they hold out until Shagrua eventually enters the battle. A death-defying battle in a different realm between the corpse god, an unmatched necromancer, and the Calamity Crusher. Just as Shagrua's blade reaches him, the corpse god disappears in a burst of brilliant light, taking with it all the souls that haunt Shagrua and using them as fuel for the corpse god's last super powerful spell. It wasn't a normal spell, it was a reincarnation spell. Then, he went to the other world. He had no idea what kind of world he had entered. Wait a minute, why cut his throat? Actually, he takes the body of a young boy named Polka Shinoyama. New city, new people. He walked slowly and looked around trying to understand. After a while, he arrived at a location and thought, I've come to the right place. Then, out of nowhere, 2 officers asked, "Are you okay?" from behind. He did not understand their languages. They then asked his name. He then put his hand to his throat and tried to say his name. Then suddenly, a beautiful girl came from behind and took him away. She takes him to a dark alley in the city and asks, "Do you recognize me?" This beautiful young girl's name was Misaki Sakimiya. He then began to think that the girl looked familiar. Then the girl hugged him loudly and said, "You are not a ghost, but a real person." And then all of a sudden, she was chasing the boy to kill him. He then entered anyway and hid in a building. She then went there and started attacking him. Then he escapes and enters a dark, dirty room. She also went there to kill him. When he saw her, he stumbled and fell there. There was no escape. There were many more human souls. His strength then began to increase slowly. It was then that the girl was about to attack him, and he used his powers to kill her. For more stories like this, please subscribe the channel, turn on the bell icon to get any updates.